Good morning, everybody, and nice to see you, and welcome to our regional polytechnic Institute of Singapore, and also welcome to our video lesson today. And about in this today video lesson, I am going to share with you all about uh, two Rai cultures. So before we study in this new point, I also have some questions that I already ask everybody before we move into the new point. My yes, our lesson that we studied last week, it was about monsoon Asia and rice adaptation and origin of rice cultivation, right? So my question that I want to ask you here, uh, so the first question that you have to answer, and one more, don't forget to take out your notebook, pen or pencil to write down the question and write the answer as well. My question, the first question to ask you, do you know where rice originated? If you know the answer, please pause my video for a second and answer. Again, do you know where rice originated? So, rice originated in monsoon Asia, right? Actually, we studied in the points above, like monsoon Asia and dry adaptation and origin of rice cultivation. So, uh, the question and also the answer in the part that is origins of rice cultivation that rice originated in monsoon Asia. And the second question, what does a single species of grass belong to all Asian rice? Again, write down the question. What does a single species of grass belong to all Asian rice? So the answer, it is that it the names of the rice can say that you have wet paddy, yes, uh, that is Asian rice. The answer for this, yeah, the species of annual grass belong to all Asian rice is Oriza, yeah, Oriza sativa, yeah, Oriza sativa. You can look back to page 29, yeah, page 29 or page 30. You will see the answer for the question that a single species of annual grass belong to all Asian rice. Yes, that species, yeah, single species of annual grass, is the Oriza sativa. Yeah, that's all that I need to review all of you a little bit in the old point. So let's get started to the new point. Today, you are gonna learn to the Jeff that you can see on your smartphone screen or your computer screen now. Uh, two rice culture. Yeah, two rice cultures. What are two rice culture? Let's get started together to know us about the meaning in this text. Uh, and also don't forget to don't forget to take out your pen, the same as I mentioned above. You have to write a lot of difficult word in this point. So like the highlighted words. So those are called difficult words. Since the earliest domestication of rice, its cultivation has diverged. Diverge means to follow, yeah, to follow, sorry, to follow a different direction or to be or become different. It means in our language that diverge, diverge into two distinct patterns. Sweden, Sweden, we can say that known by a number of different terms, including slash and burn. Everybody, I think that you have known about this phrase already. Slash and burn. Slash and burn relating to a type of farming that involves cutting and burning trees, crops, etc. before planting new ones. That is called slash and burn. Or And next one is called system cultivation. We can say that system cultivation, slash and burn, and system cultivation. Yeah, and a dry rice cultivation. I mean, a goal of rice. Yeah, the goals of rice is to reduce its moisture content to meet the recommended levels for safe long-term storage. Dry rice cultivation and various indigenous means uh, and naturally it's existing in a place or country rather than arriving from another place. There's a called indigenous, yeah. Term such as this name, it's called it's a name, you know. Uh, I'm not sure how to pronounce, how to read this name correctly or not. Home, yeah, J home, She home, J home, we pronounce it as J, and home, yeah, J home, Tong, yeah, J home, Tong, and paddy cultivation. One more we can say this paddy cultivation is a wet rice cultivation. A wet rice terrace, one of several narrow strips of land that are built like steps on the slope of a hill used for growing crops on ដែលជម្រាលភ្នំថ្នាក់ថ្នាក់សម្រាប់ដាំដំណាំ yes the, it one more we can say that it's similar to the word field, yeah, field, the place where the people or the farmer to uh, yeah, plant seedling, plant rice, yeah, a wet rice terrace boldly, I mean not frightened or danger, boldly reveal the natural landscape through earth moving, earth here, the process of moving, removing, or adding soil or unformed rock as part of engineering works. That's called earth moving. And channeling water downhill moving towards the bottom of a hill, downhill, Jeff, into level after level. A fit then imitate. Imitate mean to behave in a similar ways to someone or something else, or to copy the speech or behavior, etc., of someone or something. Imitate. Nature by living hillsides alone and sowing seed in the sunny spaces of burnt off tree. Burn off. Actually, this word burn off mean to remove something from burning it. Yes, burning of trees. Through areas of rye growing Asia, the two rice ecosystem are the living things in an area, and the way they affect each other's and the environment ecosystem, that is called ecosystem, correspond, correspond to match or be similar or equal, correspond with two forms of societal relating to or involving societal complexity. Pre-state peoples mostly inhabit upland with upland environment where they practice feed cultivation, while state societies have emerged to appear by coming out of something or out from behind something, like emerge in the fertile riverines. Riverine mean relating to or situated on a river or riverbank. Riparian, the lay, yeah, riverine area where they practice intensive involving a lot of effort or activity in a short period of time. Yeah, clang practice intensive wet rice cultivation. They will return to these social and commit yeah and concomitant and social concomitant sorry concomitant 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 means something that happens with something else and is connected with it. That is called concomitant. Some people, yeah. In the chapter 4, and for now keep our focus on the ecological means relating to ecology or the environment. Yeah, dimensions. Yeah, dimension a measurement of something in a particular direction, especially uh, its height, length, or width. uh, of rice cultivation. This is the pictures of slash and burn. Yes, slash and burn. That we can see the stem, yeah, the stem of the tree still stand here of the slash and burn field. The hill field has been slashed and burned prior to planting. Yeah, to planting. Stem of burnt trees still stand in the field, but their removal allows essential sunlight to reach the young plant. These varieties of rice do not require standing in water as does paddy rice. The field will be cultivated for a year or two before it must be abandoned. Yeah, only a year or 2 years. Yeah, a year or two before it must be abandoned. And this is the field of wet rye, yeah, wet rye paddy. You know, wet rye cultivation is practiced in this newly terraced field. Wet rye varieties must stand in water during the first phases of the growth cycle as the plant matures. Matures to become completely, to become completely ground physically, thông làng, lụt lò làng, yeah, mature. As the plant matures, the seedlings must be transplanted from nursery bed to fields where they can continue to grow, an extremely labor-intensive process. And about Sweden, here about Sweden, the Sweden plot, yeah, the Sweden plot often looks like hap, yeah, haphazard, yeah, haphazard. Haphazard means not moving, not having an obvious order or plan. Kumin yeah, haphazard field of grain sown on a hillside admit it means in the middle of or surrounded by no canal. Blackened, yeah, admit blackened to become black or to make something become black. Stump and lock. You can see the photo above. Here, Sweden above, here, yes. And where is it? This is because of hillside. Sorry. This is because a hillside has been burned of its original forest and undergrows a mass of bushes. Yeah, a mass of bushes, a small tree and plant growing under the trees of a wood or forest. Contour. We can say that contour. Yeah, to allow sunlight to reach the growing rice. In actuality, the Sweden plot is a generalized ecosystem. with a high diversity of species, as many as 40 different species in one field. Vegetation, yeah, vegetation, debris. We pronounce debris, not debris, debris. Debris, broken or torn pieces of something larger. Công ty, some null, that's called debris. Rapidly decays mean to cause something to or to become, gradually damage worse or less, or the lôi phục poi, yeah, something like that. In rapidly decays in the humidity, the quality of being humid as of now. But this does not produce the goods, right? That one might expect. The soil in the Sweden areas is often bright red that is better used for making brick than growing rice. Okay, this is in the soil in Sweden areas is often bright with red side that is better used for making brick than growing rice for the people, for the farmer. Yeah, the soil is porous, something that is has many small holes, so liquid or air, yeah, or air can pass through especially slowly. Sport dimensionច្រើន yeah, because yeah, something like this. Porous and crumbly, yeah, crumbly breaking easily into small pieces. Barely leach mean to remove a substance, yeah, to remove a substance from a material, especially from earth, by the process of water moving through the material, or to remove parts of material using water. Chiro, okay, chiro. Barely leach of nutrient by the process of lukewarm, yeah, lukewarm, especially of liquid, only slightly warm, yeah, lukewarm. Monsoonal rainwaters, water that have fallen as rain, sorry, waters that has fallen as rain, rather than waters that has come from a tape. That's called the pling, yeah, rainwater. And soak to make something very wet, of or yeah, talk about of liquid, yeah, to be absorb, they absorb in a large amount. Tram, low, yeah, something like that. That's called tram. A downward, yeah, downward moving towards a, a lower position. Okay, lukewarm monsoonal rainwater soaking downward, carrying away important silicate. Silicates mean any of a large numbers of common minerals form of silica, oxygen, and one or more other element. That's called silicate. And bases, and are leaving behind an unhealthy mix of, iron. Yeah, iron. Sorry, iron, mix of iron oxide. Oxide, chemical combination of oxygen and one other element, oxide, and clay. Because so few nutrients remain in the upper levels of the soil where shallow plant roots can reach them, most of mineral available to crops come from the ash produced in the burning phase of slash and burn. Between the first and second crops in a newly burned field, rice production, yeah, rice production uh, drops as much as 80% because of the leaching process, and you know using up the value of the values of the S by the first crop. The combinations of loss of soil fertility and wheat growth will make sweeteners. You know, sweetener refer to groups of people that the duty method of slash and burn เนี่ยกับชูชาย sweetener design make the sweetener design after a few years that is easier to remove than keeping work harder for less return in the same field. Okay, so that is the points about this 2 points about Sweden, and the slash and burn two right cultures, two right culture. So thank you everybody. If you have any question to ask me about this the 2 points about the two right cultures, so you can ask me. And the point that you have to know about this movie point, everybody should write down the technical terms into your book because it has a lot. Okay, in this part, they need all of you to know, and I want you to know about the slash and burn the features of this, and the two rye cultivations, the wet rye cultivations, and also dry rice cultivation. Yeah, about this. So if you have any question the same as I mentioned about, you can ask me in our Telegram group. Okay, goodbye. See you. Good luck, everybody.